Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Robert's Train Set after quite a big break for me, isn't it? I think it's I don't know, but it's well over a month. Any reason for this? Well, one of the big things is I lost my mojo. You know, we all do it, and yeah, I just lost it. And with the heat in the loft, yeah, I'd had enough. But I've not been idle. I've got the hedge behind me. I'll show you a picture of what they were like before I cut them and what they were afterwards. Just a couple of photos.
So you've got one edge on the left hand side, and the one right sort of on the right hand is actually a bush. And there it is after it's done. A lot shorter. Lot of stuff to take down the tip. And then this is from the upstairs window, and as you can see, this is before. So you've got one on the left, well, one on the left, one on the right. And here we are afterwards. I think the spiders have been having a good time on the glass, haven't they? Never mind. And that's put it down like on floor level, garden level. So great fun.
I pressure washed the drive at the front to get all the muck and all the weeds out, although saying that now they're still growing back. And I felt I needed to do that because I finally got my automatic car, so I can now drive, which I did a couple of days ago when I'm filming this now. See some friends up in Bedfordshire, so great, really enjoyed it. Even though there was a load of jams, but of course with the automatic it's fine, great. And you know, I'm a lifelong manual driver. You know, I've driven for 50 odd years, and the only time I've ever used an automatic was when I was in Australia with the who I was staying with his car. So it worked over there because, you know, it was all gobbledygook to me, all the places and everything. So what is this video going to be about? And I will give you a little in between. I'll give you a little picture of the car and a little bit of an explanation on it, I suppose. Many months ago, I think I bought these, didn't I? I got 2 of them and 6 of them. And if you're new to the channel, I then managed to do my shouldering, which is why I've got an automatic car now, because I could not drive my manual for about 2 weeks. I just could not change gear, it was so painful. This has improved a lot, and I think it's improved enough for me to have a go at these, putting these signals in, or the ones that I'm going to use. And I'm out here today, the sun's out, and we've got some blue sky up there, but it's forecast to be a really bad week, I think, coming. Lots of rain and whatever. But the air is cool, and I've just been up in the loft to get these and to get the, there's a breeze, to get the tripod to do this with, and yes, it was under 70 degrees, which it hasn't been like that for a long time, and the sun's been on it for quite a few hours, so I think the sun is maybe getting a bit cooler. So I'm hoping that in the next week I can do a bit more videoing up there. And basically I'm just going to show you a couple of decisions I've made on the running of the layout, and my sort of thoughts about fitting these and where to fit them, because I did buy them without actually any idea what I was going to do with them. So we'll see. So I have a little bit of patter on the car, and all I do is give you one picture of it. Obviously don't want to show you my registration number and all that, not on, is it? So just a side view of the car and a little bit on that, and then we'll go up in the loft and I'll get the trains running, and we can have a look around the layout to see where I think these can go. And if you've got any other suggestions, as long as you do it quite quickly, they're welcome. So anyway, that's all me waffling around. Oh, and I must just ask, I must thank Alan from Dragon Junction Mark 2 for giving me a ring up, and I was finding out whether I'm still here, because he'd had a few people asking. But yeah, I'm still here, but what with the shoulder, the lack of mojo, the weather, and I had, as I'll tell you in a minute, a bit of hassle with the car. Yeah, and also I've just had my eyes tested, so that's another big bill. Never mind. So, signing out, and we'll go to the video. All right, cheers.
So here's my automatic, and most people that see it quite like the blue, and I do as well, so quite nice. And this is about a foot bigger in the length and about 3 inches wider in the width than my other one. And I ordered this from my normal garage, Vauxhall garage, in November, and I got it at the very end of June. So would have been okay, except that Stellantis, which owns Vauxhall, decided to take the franchise away from my garage I ordered it from. So I ended up going to another county to pick this up, which was sort of 10 miles further and took twice as long to get there. So I wasn't very happy, as you can imagine. But I am happy with the car, and yeah, I'm quite enjoying the automatic, I must admit. It's a lot easier. Well, I finally made it up in the loft today, and there's 3 of these signals, and I've got another 3 on the bench there, and it's actually quite comfortable this morning. It's very reasonable, 65 degrees at the moment. Now the sun's been in and out this morning, and as you can hear, it's pretty quiet up here. This is a Sunday morning, and it's well before 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't tend to put my noisy trains on, you know, to terraced house. So although I've got nobody one side still, I have got a lady the other, so I don't really want to wake her up on a Sunday morning. So I've come up here ostensibly to do this piece of to camera, and what you've just seen, you might think you've seen it before, and you'd be right. That was from my last video. And I think hopefully the thing you got out of it was that most of my trains that I run under iTrains run anti-clockwise,
and there's only one train that was running clockwise, which was the goods. And having got these signals, I need to make use of them. Now, there are quite a good few videos on proper railway signalling, or rather the old way of signalling, because obviously new systems are coming in for these high-speed trains. There is no way that the Frenchman in his TGV hurtling down to south of France will be able to see these signals and react in time, so they are instructed that it's okay to go from a central place. But in the old days we had the blocks, which I've got on this railway, and the signals, the Ceramore, that I've got a few on here, that I've got the old ones there, and you had a home signal and a distance signal. And from these videos I've watched, you could never be stopped by a distance signal. A distance signal was just a warning of what was coming. Now, in the real railway, you'd have a signal at each block, or even more than one. And you'd have a distance signal to let you know what was going on. Can't do that on here, it's far too small. But I do like to have a signal for starting the locos, or maybe stopping them at a space where they stop, as you've seen sort of down here. And I thought, my station over there, the big one, you can leave from it, but you can actually never return. Because if it was a proper railway, no trains come in the other way, do they? Except the ones on the middle track. And you know, you're not going to get out there and get across the platform, are you? It's not safe. So what you're going to see now is my rejigged video from the last time. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to show you the whole 15 minutes of it working, but I'll show you a little bit of it, and you'll see one big difference from the last one. And then we'll go from that to what I'm proposing. All right, everybody? So I hope I've made it clear, right? But yeah, it's nice that it's only 65 up here. It's quite nice. Still got my shorts on, but yeah, great. Cheers.
So here we go again, the old clock counting down, and it'll all start again. So I hope you enjoy this bit, but I have, it's only small bits of it. So I'm going to take some of these trains out. So this one will actually be stopped once it's started, and some of the sounds will be taken out as well, okay? The same as last time, the N7 managed to get away before the large prairie, but no difference there.
So everybody, so what you saw was my large prairie with its Mark 1 BR carriages actually transversing in the clockwise direction, and it means now that you can leave on one platform and come back on the next, doesn't it? So the only thing I needed to do to get this to work was to do a new train route and change that in the actions, which was pretty straightforward, to be honest. I think sometimes on our model railways we run trains one way because they literally run better, and this layout is no different. You can run one train one way and it'll run lovely, and you try and do it the other way and it's derails and whatever, or the way you want to run it, it derails, but you put it the other way, it's fine. So I'm sure we all have those little problems, but this one's run very well. And now whether that's the case with other locos and rolling stock, I'll have to find out, won't I? But so, as I said, this is about how I operate the railway. So this is the change. Now obviously if I'm running them manually, I can run them whichever way I want on each track, it doesn't matter. But it's when it's under control of the computer. So we're going to go from here, and I'll start at the beginning with what I'm thinking about the signals. So we'll start here at this rather, for me, a complicated junction. And this signal's been here from almost sort of day one once I put the signals in. But it actually only refers to the line coming out from the tunnel in a clockwise direction. And in fact, most of my trains never do. So it's a bit redundant. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to turn it round slightly and jig it so that when a train is coming this way, which they do sometimes, or they will do now, although the little DMUs tend to come this way, it will be operated from this platform, because I've got one here, haven't I, for this one, that way, and I'm going to have one there. So it's not a new signal, I'm just turn it round and tweak the layout on the computer. So I could put, and obviously this one was actually on the wrong side of the track. They should always be on the left hand side, well, in England anyway. I don't think I'd get one in here, and in a way it's useless, isn't it, because you'd never see it. You know, you'd have to have maybe a distance signal here or something like that. So it could be worthwhile having one here. Now, whether I'm going to have one on what was effectively a fiddle yard, is it worth it? So comments would be quite useful. But yes, I think I could probably get one in there. I think there's enough room. And the problem I'm going to have with a lot of these is there are big timbers sort of along here and down the other side. So I might be drilling right through the big supporting timbers that you've seen, which are, if you can see them, these ones under here, you know. They're pretty big, you know, they're probably 4 inches deep. So I've got a drill that will go through them, hopefully. It's just a case of not catching any wires on your way through, isn't it? So I'll now move to the end of the platform where the large prairie is sitting. And obviously a signal here would be quite useful, and that is right over one of those timbers. So we'll have a go at doing one there, and technically speaking we then probably need another one over there somewhere, which could be really difficult finding somewhere to put it, but we'll see how we go. So here we are with the large prairie and the other trains, and the track here with the Lord Nelson train, that is my only block that is only one way. All the other blocks on this railway are both ways, but you still designate which is the major direction. And on the one with the prairie on it, the major direction is that way. So when I do them this way, they're always going previous. So that is next and that is previous. But it's pretty simple to do a route for it to follow. We've got a signal at both ends of this one. The Severnmoor, Daypool Severnmoor there on the platform, and the Hornby one just there, which only actually works on the line where the freight train is. So don't need any more there, I don't think. Although I could have it so that it works on that little bit of line that comes between the outer and the middle. So there we go. Now the other end of this, the signal here, it does operate on that and on that, but there isn't one for here, isn't one for the goods bit. So I may put one in here for that, or rather it should go there if I can get it in. And what I could do is only have this one for this line and this one for that line and that line. It would sort of make sense. So there's another one used. This one does work for there, so I'm happy with that. And although I could do with a lot of signals probably on this lot, I don't really want to do that. I don't think I need it, to be honest. And I think we might use another one where we get to go into the goods yard area, because there's one out, as you can see, which works on all of these, but there isn't one to bring you in. But because majority of the trains will be going anti-clockwise on this, you know, I'm not sure. We'll see. So, okay. And the other thing I might be able to do is signal the fiddle yard a bit more. So I've got this old Hornby one here, but you know, would it be worth having one there? I'll think about that. And then, you know, I think, although I've got 6 of these lights, these signals, but I think I might keep one spare in case, you know, one breaks down. They seem to be pretty reliable. They either work when you get them out of the packaging, which I've not done yet, or they keep going. So, there we go.
So trying to be heard above the sound of the trains. I'm just doing this to show you how iTrains performed with a train that is running, or rather with trains that are running both ways on one track and going through the junction at the end. And I just thought I'd show you this. So I've got this long range one, and then I've got some close-ups a bit. Okay, hope you like it.
So there's the layout. Everything nice and quiet. And in the next video, I'll hopefully have some of this work done, if it stays cool. So we'll see how we go. So cheers everybody, thanks for watching, and keep an eye on Robert's trade set. But I can assure you that the videos are going to be further apart now. Although I've got some of my mojo back, I've not got all of it back at the moment. And if it starts getting hot again, it'll all come to a grinding halt again. All right, bye.